Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with freebets.com, Empire Fight Store and Forged Irish Stout. Delighted to be joined here, Mr. Leigh Wood. This is absolute madness. I mean, even just trying to get you into a position where I can interview you has been madness, but we're here. Josh Warrington finally been announced March the 8th. Big fight, knockout chaos they're calling it. Your thoughts on it?
It's massive. It's good for boxing. It's good for boxing, isn't it? All these fights being made and no ifs and buts and crossover promoters stopping things happening. It's all on the line, and opportunities now. What you thought was getting to get anyway, this fight, but like boxing in general, more and more opportunities all the time. Now promoters are crossing over and making these fights, and like they said, they're both going to pick some fights to fight each other from their own stables. It's massive for boxing, more and more opportunities, and it's good to be a part of it.
You just mentioned their promoters working together, obviously referencing Hearn and Frank Warren. Look, for years and years and years, it was always that what if. Now we're seeing photos of them together on red carpets with obviously Turkey in the middle of it. I mean, what a mad time to be involved in boxing, but quite refreshing as well, you'd say?
Very refreshing. He's brought them all together, hasn't he? From a fan's point of view, maybe disappointing that people, because it's a working class sport at the end of the day, they can't afford to travel out there, but on the same breath, the fight's happening, they can watch it in their locals probably. It's massive for boxing, massive for the fighters. Good to be a part of it, and hopefully I'll be a part of it myself.
I suppose let's just go into this fight. Obviously, Anthony Joshua linking up with down the gym, Ben Davison, the Performance Centre. Just how has that been? We saw a much improved performance himself against Otto Wallin. Very, very spiteful, of course, Otto to retire in the corner on his stool. But a real good performance. He seems happy. He's now stayed with Ben as opposed to going back to Derek. It speaks volumes, right?
Yeah, I'm not dissing anyone, but when AJ was in the gym and when I heard he was coming to the gym, and then obviously he was there for the Warrington camp when I was training there, and I seen him working with Ben, I just knew that this isn't going to be a one-fight job. This is going to be probably a temporary home for AJ for a pretty long time, because I could see it clicking together. I could see him getting answers to questions he was asking, and a lot of trainers probably in the past couldn't give him answers. Why do I do this? Okay, why am I doing this? Okay, why do I need to do this? All these questions he was asking, Ben can give him the answers. I've said it many times myself, they're way ahead. Ben and Leigh and the team down in Essex are way ahead. Not just in Britain, but in the world, miles ahead.
Iron sharpens iron in that gym, obviously, with the addition of Anthony Joshua. Is there anything that you've realised since him coming on board and vice versa? I mean, like you say, when you've got the elite working with each other, you can only get better. Yeah,
and I see a lot of similarities with him and myself. He's like a sponge, he's never done learning. His attitude towards training, professional in everything he does, meticulous, and pick his brains on things he does that I would like to do, and like hyperbaric chambers that he uses, that I use, little things, but he's just trying to get them little 1%, and it's good to see, because it kind of reassures me that I've been doing the right things, I'm on the right path, always trying to learn, always trying to get them little percentages all over the shop, and it's a credit to the gym, very professional.
Just lastly on Anthony Joshua, before we talk about future for yourself, just in this fight with Francis Ngannou, we saw just how good he really was as a professional boxer against Tyson Fury. It's still not to be for everyone, given his MMA background, and a lot of people, even though Fury the first one to come out and say, look, that was the proper me on that night, we still think maybe it wasn't. Does that mean Ngannou's better than we thought, or Fury? We don't know. But what do you think going into this one?
Yeah, maybe that was a combination of things. I think Ngannou was better than a lot of people thought. He probably had a lot of boxing side to his game when he was a cage fighter, and I think Fury may have underestimated him slightly, and then two things combined kind of hit a balance and surprised a lot of people. But I think it will be a completely different night with AJ. I think AJ is going to win inside 8 rounds, and I think he's going to look the best we've seen him in a long time, and better than the last time out.
The war of words between yourself and Josh Warrington continues. He's blasted you again this week, calling you arrogant. I caught up with Frank Smith. We understand that the only potential date for Nottingham Forest is the 18th of May, given sort of like gigs and everything, and then having to do the returfing for the new Premier League season. That was about a week and a half ago. Has there been any movement on that on your side?
I want to say war words. I just think Josh is droning on and he's just doing everyone's head in, including my own. Like, just stop doing interviews talking about the same irrelevant shit and get in the gym and train, you know. But yeah, I mean, if it's going to happen at the City Ground, 18th of May, I think is the TV date for the zone. Hopefully Forest can make it happen. I mean, it's down to the club's hands now. Matchroom have done everything they can do.
I was going to say, do you now understand?
It's out of our hands. It's down to the club. Hopefully it can happen, because obviously it's something I wanted to achieve since I was very young. You know, it's an achievement I want to. I have my own little stamp in boxing. It's like, you know, give me my own bit of history, my own. Just my own little touch on my career kind of thing. No one's done it before. It'll be a long time before probably someone does it again. So I've wanted it for a long time. Hopefully it can happen. But if it can't, I'll be very upset. And I don't think the Warrington fight for me would make sense if it's not the City Ground. I mean, what do I get out of it? Nothing. I've already beat him. The only thing he brings to the table at City Ground is the Forest Leeds, and it'll be a massive event, and I get the satisfaction of shutting him up for good. If we can't make it to the City Ground, what do I get out of fighting him? Nothing. I'd rather get something out of it and fight for another belt.
Just sort of lastly on that fight itself, I mean, is it almost a little bit frustrating for you time and time again? You knock these fighters out and there's still that sort of like social media scandal or controversy that comes with it, where people want to see it again. Who else is out there for you? I mean, you're moving up to 130 now. Someone like Cordina, or I mean, we know he may fight Kakachi. I mean, I'm sure you're spoilt for choice, really.
Yeah, Cordina's a possibility. He's a really good fighter, a nice guy. But there's 4 champions, and if I could pick, if I could pull one out and pick the win on any of them that wanted to fight, it would be Navarrete, because he's number 1. So I would set my sights on being number 1, and he's number 1, and you know, I'm limited to how many fights I've got left, 1 or possibly 2. But even if we say 1, I like to go for the best and challenge myself, be the biggest challenge, and that would be him.
Just lastly from me, if the Warrington fight is next, how does it go? And do you think, gut feeling, May 18, that fight happens?
I'm going to say yeah, just try to attract it. I think it's going to happen. I think City Ground fight's going to happen. It's probably going to be Warrington. You know, I've done everything I can do. Matchroom have done everything they can do. So it's down to the club. I've got everything crossed, and hopefully it does. And I was going to say, you know, I do a better job, but I can't really do a better job. I'll do a quicker job. A lot quicker job, a more convincing job, and you know, everything that I said was going to happen before the last fight actually happened. And I know he wants to convince everyone. You know, I had the look of the green off, rub of the green off the ref, and he hasn't actually given me credit, and he keeps saying I'm a knob and how I've conducted myself. Actually, everything I've done has been in retaliation to him. He posted a photo of me, so I wish him happy birthday. He hasn't actually given me credit for winning him, for beating him, for winning the fight. You know, every time he gives me credit, he says, "Oh yeah, well he didn't knock me out, but yeah he won, but yeah." And every time he gives me something, it's a backhanded compliment with a but. That's why he's droning on, because it's killing him. It's killing him, and it's killing him because I'm the only Brit to beat him, and the fashion that I beat him, and it's killing him. And all I can say is, you know, if the fight does happen again, it's going to be a lot worse for him than it was the first time.
Leigh Wood, top man, as always, lovely seeing you, and thank you for speaking to us at Boxing Social.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
We need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.